Listen, I'm going to be honest. There are so many terrible things happening across the country in Donald Trump's America. It can be really hard to keep track of it all. But there's one thing that we must continue to pay attention to, and that's the grave injustice that is happening in American streets and American neighborhoods across the country, where ICE are going in and detaining either American citizens or immigrants who have been here for 20 years. They pay their taxes, they have a family here, no criminal record, things like that. And that's why when I saw this video today, I had to talk about it with you and bring it to your attention to keep us all up to date about what's happening. There's a lot in the news with Donald Trump and Epstein, but these things are still happening in our neighborhoods. This is a video from Van Nuys in California, and it's ICE detaining a man while he screams, "I'm an American." He's saying, "I'm an American citizen. You got the wrong guy." And they still detain him anyway. His face is in the dirt. So I want to show you this clip. And it's really heartbreaking, but again, important for us to see. Have a look.
Hey man, don't twist his arm, man.
You know, every time I watch videos like this, I truly get sick in my stomach of just watching fellow American citizens, but just human beings on a fundamental level, a human being being treated in this way. This man is screaming, "I'm an American. I'm an American. Why are you arresting me? I'm a citizen of this country." And yet ICE is still going forward with the arrest, the detainment, and are likely going to take him to one of their unmarked vehicles that they've started driving all during their different raids. It is disgusting, and these things are still happening every single day in the United States. And it's important to note that Donald Trump is only getting more extreme on the topic. You'd think that with all of the public backlash, that maybe Donald Trump would be like, wow, my poll numbers are dropping rapidly. Maybe people don't want to see their fellow citizens and fellow human beings being treated in this way. But Donald Trump has actually taken a different approach. He's gone more extreme, even worse. And that's exactly what we saw yesterday with him attacking Rosie O'Donnell for some reason. He woke up angry on the wrong side of the bed. He said, "Because of the fact that Rosie O'Donnell is not in the best interests of our great country, I'm giving serious consideration to taking away her citizenship. She's a threat to humanity." Apparently, Rosie O'Donnell, a threat to humanity, and should remain in the wonderful country of Ireland if they want her. God bless America. There's so much wrong with this statement. The real threat to humanity is Donald Trump with all of his disastrous policies. But let's just be clear about what this is. Number one, it's a distraction from the whole story about Epstein and the files and whatnot. But number two, and perhaps more importantly, he is threatening to take away an American citizen's citizenship because that person disagrees with him. Let's just be clear. An American citizen who disagrees with Donald Trump has their citizenship in jeopardy because she disagrees with Donald Trump. That's a sentence that you might hear in like Russia, in North Korea, in a dictatorship around the world, not the United States of America, but Donald Trump is actually suggesting this. Now, of course, he doesn't have the power to just, yank someone's citizenship just because he doesn't like them. That's not how the presidency works. But the fact that he's flirting with this idea shows you that videos like this of American citizens getting arrested, statements like this of him threatening to take away citizenship from U.S. citizens, is just the beginning. It's getting worse. And that also, I think, was representative in this statement he also put out yesterday regarding ICE. He was talking about apparently ICE vehicles getting rocks thrown at them and the damage of the cars. And he took a pretty concerning stance on the matter, saying, "I'm on the way back from Texas and watched in disbelief as thugs were violently throwing rocks and bricks at ICE officers. while they were moving down a roadway. Tremendous damage was done to these vehicles. I know for a fact these officers are having a hard time with allowing this to happen. Therefore, I'm directing Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem and Border Czar Tom Homan to instruct all ICE, Homeland Security, and other law enforcement officers who are on the receiving end of this to stop their car and arrest these slime balls using whatever means is necessary to do so. I'm giving total authorization to ICE to protect itself just like they protect the public. I never want to see a car carrying law enforcement officers attacked again. Now, this is concerning for a number of reasons. Of course, Democrats do not agree with violence. We don't think that bricks or rocks should be thrown at anybody. That's not who we are. And number two, Donald Trump, the same guy who watched as police officers got beat on January 6th, now has had an epiphany and wants to protect them. But in my view, this is Donald Trump setting the stage for perhaps more aggressive ICE enforcement. Like he's saying, if ICE officers are getting assaulted, they have my unwavering support for getting out of their vehicle and just arresting people on site. But I'm concerned that ICE will just use, somebody flipping them off or somebody saying something to them or maybe accidentally bumping into them as justification for an arrest. They will abuse this power that Donald Trump is giving to them. Now, again, I want to stress that Donald Trump doesn't have power to just say, hey, you can arrest whoever you want. That's not how the presidency works. But again, it's just the fact that he's even suggesting this is concerning. Now, as we just saw in this statement and the one about Rosie O'Donnell in that video, this is not slowing down anytime soon. Donald Trump is not moderating on immigration. He's becoming even more extreme by the day. And it's not just in these statements or in those videos we see. It's just all over the country. It's not just taking place in liberal states. How about this? In Utah, where ICE was marching through a suburban neighborhood and conducting home raids in Utah. Take a look at this clip.
Jesus, what the fuck is happening?
This is ICE walking down my street. There's got to be 50 of them. What the fuck is going on here? Holy shit.
I mean, that's insane. This is an American neighborhood. If I showed you this video and provided you no context, I was just like, where do you think this video was taken? You'd probably say, Russia, North Korea, dictatorship. There's military officers marching down the streets of a residential neighborhood. It kind of seems like martial law. But no, this is the United States of America. This is taking place here in this country on our soil at the hands of Donald Trump. And in addition to all of this, in addition to the marches down residential streets, American citizens being arrested, the threat of revoking citizenship from people he disagrees with, he's also building these facilities all around the country in collaboration with Republican governors. Alligator Alcatraz in Florida, where there's already been reports of terrible conditions that people are being held in, with innocent people like grandmothers being taken there who have no criminal record and are sitting in these cells that Donald Trump has promoted and advocated for more prisons like that to be built around the country. It is disgusting. So while there's so much going on in the news and there's so much interest with the whole conversation about Donald Trump and the Epstein list and will he release any more documents, I do think those things are vital, but it's also important to pay attention to these things, because it's happening every single day, and our fellow human beings are being targeted by Donald Trump. So anyway, I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for tuning into this. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Drop a like on the video, comment. Let me know what you think about the story and these videos we just saw. But as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.